This is a dialogue between J. Krishnamurti and Ravid Ravindra in Ojai, California, 1985.
Well, I just wanted to give you that book because I have actually dedicated this to you.
Oh, interesting.
Because I have found, Krishnaji, it's always apart from any education, it is a delight to speak with you.
Who is Louise Welsh?
This is a friend of mine, or really more like my mother, and she's a teacher in the Gurdjieff teaching. She's a great admirer of yours. She actually met you in New York. You probably don't remember her. There was a small symposium for about 20 people 2 years ago. You probably don't remember her. She was there also. But there are obviously differences in one's perception, so I thought I shall be honest about it. Okay, Krishnaji, what I feel...
Do you want it this way, or I don't know how you want it?
I think this is all right.
No, it's not working. I mean, all right, you know.
Label is it? No, I think it is working. Shall we test it?
Yes.
Just to be sure. Well, the subject that...
It's not making noise. It's all right.
I think it's all right, yes. Yes. The subject that I wish to really raise with you, Krishnaji, is the question of death. Death. 20 years ago, when I, in fact, first time met you, I had raised this. Are you okay there?
Well, I'm doing that.
So that we can actually speak about this subject together rather than any sort of an argument about this.
No.
I feel that what would be useful, first of all, for us to take a few minutes to generally open the field. What is even an intelligent question about this? Because one can ask lots of stupid questions about this. I have no doubt about that. And so that is one thing that I would like to...
I mean, this has been a very important question that's been asked for thousands and thousands of years. I wonder if there is any answer to it. Or rather, is it a matter of continuity or ending? This is the real problem, isn't it?
Yes, I think
Or do you want to plunge into it right away?
No, it is one of the problems, at least, I feel.
No. Oh, yes, sir. You say the other problem.
All right, if I can... See, when I considered this, I thought, although that is really the more interesting problem, which you just pointed to, but there is another one which often comes as a, if you like, looking at somebody else's death from the outside. If it is like a scientific...
Yes, how you've seen hearses,
Yes.
and gorgeous horses,
Yes.
and Christian world, more rich you are, the better horses,
Yes.
better Rolls Royces and limousines and all the rest of it.
Yes.
Flowers galore, poor flowers.
Yes.
In India, they just carry the body to the river,
Yes.
and burn it, and they shed tears over it, and all the ceremonies that follow before and after. Is that
No, you see,
looking from outside.
yes, but then of course the question that in a way I immediately wanted to get at is still looking at it from the outside. One can say when a person dies, the body has now ceased function. The
Yes, sir. Oh,
brain wave. But now, right there, it is still an external question. Can one say anything intelligent about, is there, for example, some sort of energy that is released from the body that is now separated from the body, which is the sort of thing, for example, some of the newer data collected in the the near-death experiences that people have spoken about. Sometimes a person has been pronounced dead, but
and comes up
and he can also describe what was taking place.
Yes, sir.
Even those medical details which he has no reason to know
Yes,
from
sir.
his training.
Yes, sir.
It
And
is
there have
still,
also been cases where buried alive and come back.
yes, at least one hears about it.
Everyone hears about it. I think one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, apart from the hearse and horses and cars and flowers, I was walking one day near the beach, towards the beach. I was walking on there, and I heard a chant behind me. Turned around and looked. The eldest son, they were all Brahmins. The eldest son was carrying, he had a string or thick rope in a pot in which there was flour. And I think it was two men carrying the dead father and another man, all together, 4 people, carrying one behind and 2 people carrying the dead body, and the son, the eldest son, in front. That's all.
Yes.
And I followed them, and they took it to the seashore. They had already collected a lot of wood there, put the body on it, burnt it. The son wept a great deal, and they all went back.
Yes.
It was the most, I don't know, it was the most beautiful thing you could have seen. Not only because of the lane, which was full of trees and all the rest of the beauty of the land, but also the sea was extraordinarily calm that day. And the fire, big fire, and the body. The son waited. I waited too, at a distance. And the son lit the fire, did all kinds of ceremonies with the other priests. At the end of 2 hours, I've forgotten exactly, they all went back. You follow it?
Mhm.
No fuss, no.
Yes.
But probably all the fuss went on at home.
Yes, probably.
All the priests and the ceremonies. But the elegance of it, the quietness, the beauty of the whole thing was extraordinarily nice. And part of earth and everything.
Part of nature.
So, you're asking, sir, when the body goes, is there an energy released from it? What is that energy? Memory?
It is possible. As I said, I'm really looking at it purely as a scientist might look at it externally.
In different ways,
Yes.
like scientific,
Yes.
religious, superstitious,
Yes, because one has
and
to.
wishful
Wishful thinking.
You can put everything in the basket.
Yes.
basket.
Well, it seems possible. The only thing that I have gathered about it, Krishna, is that if there is this energy, first of all, it does not seem to be true for every person who dies. This,
What do you mean?
for some reason, not every person seems to, say for example, not everybody who is pronounced clinically dead comes back. Or
I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand what you're talking about. Let's be clear.
what I, if one could use a phrase really for this energy, sometimes people say soul or something like this, but this is simply a label.
And I suggest don't say
Let's not.
the Christian, use the Christian word,
All right. So energy.
soul, or the Indian word with the Atman and so on. Let's forget these words.
All right. So we just use the word energy.
Wait a minute, so what do you mean by that energy? The body, the organism, is tremendous energy.
Yes.
If we don't maltreat, if we don't drug it, drink, and all the rest of it, smoke, then it's got its own intelligence, which is natural.
Yes.
The organism functions regularly, which is healthy, and so on. It has, the organism has its own intelligence and energy.
Yes.
Right. The brain has its own part of the organism, is the brain.
That's right.
The brain has this tremendous energy.
But when that stops, which one can measure if a person dies,
Dies. What do you mean measure?
there are no brain waves.
Yes. While he's living.
No. When a person dies, there are no more any brain waves that can be recorded.
That's dead.
That's right. Now, at that time, is there something that is not recorded by our instruments, but still exists? That is one of the questions.
I don't now say that. What is it that exists? The organism dies. Put it with very simple language. The organism, including the brain and the heart, ceases to beat.
That's right.
Either through disease, accidents, so on, old age, senility, and so on. When the heart ceases to beat, the oxygen doesn't go to the head, and they end up with a poor child, a poor woman, whatever. Are you asking, when that thing takes place, is there a release of greater energy?
Or any kind of energy.
I mean, no, it must be much greater.
Yes.
Or just the same old energy of the body and the brain.
No, it can't be the same old energy. It has to be
Why
different.
not?
At least it doesn't express the same way.
What do you mean? How does that energy express?
I don't know. This is...
Don't say it's the same way, though.
No, it does not express the same way. I'm saying because it, for example...
What do you express what?
The heart doesn't beat and...
You know, that we said that the heart doesn't beat. No oxygen to the brain, and there is the death. The body is dead. Now, what?
All right. So one of the questions then really is there any meaning to speak in terms of either a subtler energy or a subtler world or something in which this person or something...
Therefore,
survives?
what you are asking is there something beyond mere physical, beyond the brain and the organism, the whole organism? Is there a continuity of K, X?
Actually, I am asking a little different question, although what you just said is a part of that. What I mean is,
part?
for example, it may not be K. It may be...
That's what I'm asking you.
No, I was really thinking, for example, supposing Ravindra comes into existence because of a certain connection with this body.
What?
After all, without my body, I don't exist. at least.
So we have to, so let's define carefully.
All right.
There is the organism, including the brain, the whole thing. And there is, from childhood, there is this encouragement or this urge as the me, my book, my property, my wife, my God and my religion, my beliefs, and so on, so on, so on. Is that what you're saying? Is that I? Hmm?
No.
I'm not clear what you're saying.
Well, I am actually not very clear myself, Krishnaji. This is why I am trying to really...
I thought you had somewhat gone into it.
Well, I have sort of gone into this, but I'm trying to express this in a way so that we can in fact speak about it together in the same language.
Yes.
Because
we're both using English.
well, we're both using English, but we are using it in a...
No, let's be clear again. We can't use twist words
Yeah.
and say this, I give a special meaning to that word and
Yes.
stick to it.
Yes. Yes. No, we won't use any tricky words.
Yeah.
If...
Not if. Then we're into the world of suppositions, hypotheses, and that theories that has no value. If you like asking me, if I go up to top of that mountain, what will you see? I said, go up there and see.
Yes. Yes, but it's not really in that sense, is not what I meant. So maybe I shall rephrase it. Krishnaji. The body itself has a sort of organization to it.
It is marvelously organized.
Yes.
I was talking to a doctor there, marvelously organized. Every detail is gone. How the heart functions, the liver, the bladder. You know, the whole is amazing.
Yes.
It is so extraordinarily protected. Right?
That's right.
And so concise, organized. It is a most tremendous instrument. I don't even realize how
Extraordinary.
what long evolution from the ape and so on would have come to this point. I don't think you would pay, otherwise you would be so careful with it. You know, I was watching once, long time ago, a racehorse being groomed. How it was trained, how they looked after it, how such care, such minute detail, right? And here we don't, we just throw it about. Drink, or, you know, or drug it, anything by stimulation. So, are you saying, if I understand it correctly, that is there something separate from the whole organism, including the brain, the whole organism, that's released?
Yes.
If I understand
Yes.
you rightly, you're using this, that's released at the moment of death.
Yes. That's at least one of the questions.
What's the other question?
No, let's go into this.
Either we deal with the whole question or not bit by bit by bit.
All right. But the other thing is that this, supposing something is released, it does
I'm
not have to be...
You are supposing, I'm not.
Well, I'm asking you.
I know, I don't, I told you, personally, I can't stand theories.
Yes.
I can't stand in the sense, it has no meaning. I can invent anything I like. If I'm very clever, or a professional philosopher, I can invent.
But we sometimes have theory just temporarily, in the sense that we then try to see if it actually agrees with
Oh
what
yes,
one observes.
but first you must lay the basis. You can't just say this.
No, so the basis, all right, first thing, what we know is, of course, the organization of the body.
Huh?
The organization of the body.
The organic function of the body is the most extraordinary instrument
Yes.
who nature has created.
Yes.
Right? And then what next? I'm born, go through life, all kinds of problems, misery, etc., etc. Whole gamut of excitement and sorrow, pain, and all the rest, loneliness. And at the end of it, the body goes. Right? That's what's happening in the world. Killed in a war, or accident, a motor accident, or disease, old age, and etc., etc. Now, what? That's a fact.
So, does anything get released?
Is there anything, not if, is there anything beyond the mere physical existence, with all its miseries and pleasures, simulations, loneliness, despair, the whole human existence? Is there anything that continues which I can recognize?
Yeah.
Right? I can recognize now, not
Later on. Yeah.
when I pop off.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
The same question was put by one of the senators in Washington, in a different set of words. Is there a continuity of memory? Simple. Now what? How will I know now? Is it possible for me to know what happens when I die? I can invent here. I say, yes, I was born last life in Athens. I was Pericles.
Yes.
Or I was in India, born as a sage. I can follow that.
Yeah.
So, what's your question then?
Well, how does one actually know this, or can?
I said, you can. That's the whole point. Nothing. It can. You know what it is. As you know, sir, we've been talking about this
Yes.
for dozens of years.
Yes.
Now, the first question we can ask is there any movement? The movement is time and thought.
Yes.
Is there any movement which has had a continuity, which is continuing now, and will continue tomorrow? Tomorrow is death, after death. Is that the question? You can put into that question all the other questions.
Yes.
Right, sir?
Yes.
Would you agree to that?
Yes.
Are you sure? Don't say that's partial.
No, I just don't wish to be trapped by something in a way. We wish to have
after all, we are discussing
an enlargement of the question.
Yeah. We have enlarged, sir. There's the whole Buddhist theory of which you know.
Yes.
Which I know a little bit of it, I don't know all of it. That's like constantly changing.
Yes.
Right? A flame is never the same.
That's right.
I mean, I see this myself. And there's the whole Hindu concept, which is spread all over Asia, reincarnation. And the Christian world, resurrection in heaven. That sounds wrong. Yeah. I mean, it sounds a lot, but some resurrect what? And the same thing on the other side, reincarnation. Incarnate next life. Is it not possible to incarnate this life? You understand my question? Yeah. I won't go into all that. So what is your question? Put all your questions first. Don't say this one part of it, then next slide another part of it, and so on. By putting many parts, you don't make the whole.
No, that is true, but I suppose the other question that I have is almost really to say, from an internal point of view, is death mostly or merely an idea?
No, it's a fact. I've collected a lot of experience, right? Lot of knowledge. I've been through, suppose I'm talking this, not me. I've collected from childhood. I've recognized my father and mother. I've established my roots in a particular country, in a particular house, estate, if I'm a rich man. If I'm a poor man, I just wander. You follow? So I establish from childhood roots in a particular ideation.
That's right.
Not facts, ideation. I'm identified with France, or Germany, or England, Russia, and so on.
So is the death,
that's the beginning,
in fact, the death of this ideation?
What?
When one when I think about death.
So, would it be right to ask, what is death? Right? Would it be right to ask that question?
Yes.
Not go through all this paraphernalia, what continues, what doesn't continue.
All right, so
is there energy, is there not energy, be released? Or is it memory that continues as the me reincarnates? Because I've lived bad life, next life I'll pay for it. If I've lived good life, I'll get rewarded next life, which is based on reward and punishment, and all that stuff.
Yes.
Now, would you ask that question?
Mm-hmm.
No, if I didn't, would you ask that question, what is there?
I think so. In a way, I'm trying to really ask that question by all these various approaches.
One has lived 100 years, 50 years, 80 years. And during that long period or short period, you've collected so much, gathered property,
Information.
wife, children, money.
Also information and
information, knowledge. The house I've built. And I've worked so hard to collect money, gather money, mortgage. You follow? Mm-hmm. I've done all this in my life. And also, as I'm a scientist or a philosopher or a laborer, skilled, I've collected so much knowledge, so much skill, capacity, and so on. And that comes something. You can't take it with you. Right? Right?
Sure.
They say you can't take what you have collected. Right?
Yes.
What you have collected, be careful, sir. You have collected knowledge. Tremendous amount of information. And all the memories, the pleasurable memory, ugly memories, painful memories, all that you have collected. Right? See how you are hesitating? That's what
I am hesitating because
Not only what you have collected during this this life, but also what your parents have collected.
Yes.
What their grandfathers, they will go back to 1,000 years.
But Krishnaji, related question though is, really in a way, question which is related with this is, what is I?
What is?
I. Because I.
That's what I'm coming to.
Because if I have collected this, then is it just a linguistic habit?
No,
or
let's
is it
find
actually
out.
affecting me?
Let's go into it. Is all this which I have collected different from the I?
That is, I think, a central question. Really.
That's the question. Yeah. I'm sitting in this house with dressing ground. I'm a guest here. I'm sitting in this house, and I say, those are my books if you don't mind. Right?
Yeah.
So, is the I different from all the things one has collected? Including furniture, books, gramophone, radio, whatever collected. Not only physical collection, but intellectual collection, emotional collections. The whole thing gathered through one's 50, 60, 90, 100 years or more. All that one has held in one's hand or in one's brain, all that, is that different from the I? Would the I exist if all this collection didn't exist? Is not all this collection a bundle of which I am?
I hesitate a little bit.
Good, I'm delighted.
Because what about a little baby who has not yet collected?
Wait a minute, sir. Wait a minute. He's gathered, he's inherited. There, I read somewhere, or I've been told, that the baby recognizes who is friendly to the mother, who is unpleasant to the mother. Right? They've tested, I believe they've tested. It may be true, it may not be true. So the baby grows, right? Cuddled, kissed, hugged, warm, recognize the mother. Recognize the mother because they've experienced with ducks. Yes. You know all that is.
Yes.
Man who raised the baby ducks, that's the mother.
Yes.
So the baby knows the mother, the father, right? Then identifies with them, begins. Right? My family, your family, is my dog.
Yes.
So gradually, traditionally, through inheritance, the I is being built up. It's my book, two babies fighting. I haven't seen them already, dog.
Yes.
A year old or 6 months old, pulling it. Right? So, is the I different from the thing I've collected? It may be a dog, or it may be a bank account, or I have bought that furniture for £20,000 or dollars, or right, and it's very precious to me because I've collected so much money, but I've got that. Is that thought as mine different from me? put it 10 different ways.
No, that is really one of the central questions, because it seems to me that even if I don't collect, certain kind of intelligence still works through me.
Which intelligence?
What, for example?
The organic intelligence?
Yes, in organic.
Organic intelligence is in the organism.
That's also part of me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm asking you, you're falling into the trap.
I'm falling into the trap. But you're not trying to trap me.
No, of course, I'm only joking. It's not a trap.
But see, in what sense is your body yours? This is actually a question which I don't understand.
No, I identify myself with the body.
Otherwise, it's just
It's
a body.
an organism.
There is a body there and a body here.
It's a marvelous organism. I don't say my body, but I look after it very carefully.
No, but you see, Krishnaji, I'm not interested
It's being
really.
looked after very carefully.
Yes, you see, but I'm not interested in the trap now. Question is,
I'm not trapping
you have naturally with your own body, if you like, a privileged relationship than you have with my body.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Now go slowly.
Yes.
I don't want it privilege.
See, for example, if I'm stupid, I can ruin my body. And if
As most people are doing.
As most people are doing, and if I try to be a little intelligent, I can take care of it. But however intelligent I try to be, I cannot take care of your body.
Of course not.
All right.
I'm not sure.
All right. So this is actually one of the questions.
Yes, sir, I'm not sure. If I love somebody, I'm using the word love in its deepest sense of that word. If I love somebody, I look after it. I tell him what to do or not to do. Please look after it. You follow? I will help you.
Yeah.
After all, I'm training a horse. A horse being trained, like that. And the man who owns that horse, which is cost $1 million or whatever it is, he said, I must look after it. He does it for profit and fame and all the rest of it. And here, love doesn't want any reward, any punishment. Love is not that. So he says, I love you, I will look after it, I'll help you look after it. Not help you, I'll see that you look after it. I'll watch you. I can help, and not help. So love is not a help. So
no, I understand.
Let's move away from that.
From the help part. Yes. Krishna, still though, really, I don't think one can escape the question, which is that even though I have difficulty expressing it completely, the question still, the fact still is that whatever I is, has a relationship.
I don't say whatever. I say I is this. I don't say vaguely whatever it is. I don't brush it off like that. I is. There is no I without the experience, without the knowledge, without the belief, without the faith, without the gods, without the saviors, without all the gods in the world. The I is not separate from its collection, apart from physical collection.
Well, how about a cat?
Huh?
A cat
Well, I
doesn't have any God.
Wait a minute. I don't know anything about cats. What do you mean cats? For?
Because cat has an organism,
It's
just as
all
I
right.
have.
No, sir. But it hasn't got the brain as a human being has. It's very limited. That energy in the cat is limited.
All right. But
The energy in the brain, which is fantastic, which is probably infinite, you can use that word.
all right, let's maybe stay with this for a moment, Krishna, because that energy is may be focused by the brain, but it is not created by the brain.
Sir, let's go into a little bit more. Would you admit or see the actuality? The brain has got extraordinary capacity. Fantastic capacity. From the most primitive to the highly sophisticated, it has got immense capacity. All the technological work, the computers, the material of war, you follow? The whole. In a second I can get in touch with London. Or Moscow, whatever, Benares, if the line is free. Right? So the brain has, we can use that word, infinite capacity. Right? And therefore it has got infinite, tremendous energy. We haven't completely tapped that energy. It has got, thank God we haven't tapped it. So otherwise we're killing each other completely. Yeah. Not completely, you follow? So what's the question?
But that energy,
it's not mine.
It's not mine. And it is also not of simply the physical organism.
No, I said, of course not. This body is produced by my father and mother, and the father and mother were produced and so on for 1,000 years or more, up for 2,500.
Yeah.
But I say, this is my body, don't touch it. Oh, do touch it.
Yeah. This intelligence.
What intelligence?
Which is sometimes expressed by the body or by the brain.
What?
The intelligence which is
I said,
expressed.
sir, the body has its own organic intelligence. It's not imposed by thought.
I agree.
If left, looked after, cared, it has got its own energy, its own intelligence. If it hasn't its own intelligence, I couldn't walk.
I agree.
I couldn't go to, etc., etc. So, in the very brains, in the very cells themselves, there is the intelligence to function. To multiply or not multiply, protect, and so on, so on, so on.
But you see, we also would say, I think this is a scientific statement actually, that if I hate or if I love,
it releases a certain energy.
And it changes my
Yes, sir.
organism.
It changes, it emphasizes certain protective cells and all the rest.
Yes, but I think it actually changes the chemistry of the brain.
Yes, all right. I don't need to, all right, I'll accept it if you say so. If you say it is so according to your...
Well, this is my impression anyway, from what I had heard or read and talked to neurophysiologists.
Yes, so move.
So your impression is the same?
No, I don't know. That's not what my impression is.
Right. Now, then the question is this. My knowledge or my experiences or my love or hatred changes my body throughout my life.
Yes. Expelled fear.
You're terrible.
That's what happens, sir, in war. You hate. I heard last night Did you hear that? The Americans entered a tunnel, I saw them on television, and remained there 5 months, 6, 4, 2, 3 months, killing. And the other side of what man has done.
But Krishnaji, maybe if I can put this question in a slightly different way, is, let us say, a person who really lives from some intelligence, real intelligence, not just cleverness. But then, of course, lots of people who live by hatred or stupidity. In both cases, their organism...
They live messily.
All right. So their organism is either affected by order or by disorder.
Yes, sir. I agree. That,
Right.
put it in those words, right?
Okay. Now, but
It is so. If I live in disorder, my body becomes...
disorderly.
yes, put it that way.
All right.
If I live very tremendously orderly life, that depends what you mean by order and disorder. We won't go into that.
But in either case, both of these people die.
Of course, we all end up in the same place.
Right. Therefore, one way of putting my question, Krishnaji, is speaking objectively. How does the presence of an orderly person change the world as compared with or contrasted with a disorderly person? If they both die and the organism simply disappears because we burn.
Wait a minute, sir. What you see that brings about the discipline of putting clear clarity of saying what a particular word means,
Yeah.
orderly and disorderly. Do you want to discuss that?
Yeah.
That's very complicated. What? The world is in disorder.
Yes.
99% of the people live disorderly. Smoke, drink, fornicate, and do all kinds of things. Worship God when they don't believe, and go on the other side and kill somebody. Right? In their own life, they are so messy, in contradiction in themselves, believing and not believing, hypocrisy. You know what's happening in the world. Talk about peace and prepare for war. So, the average person, or more than average, 99% live disorderly lives. More or less. And the investigation into disorder and expelling it through, when you investigate, you are pushing everything that's disorderly. And as you do it, there is order. Yes? Order isn't something blueprint, or do this, don't do that, this right, this wrong. That's not order, it's commandment.
Yes. I agree.
So order is a living thing. If there is not only organism has its own order, otherwise it couldn't think, it couldn't feel, it couldn't eat. It is in tremendous order. And this we put into it disorder by excitement, by all kinds of things. Then you have diseases, right? And doctors, medicines, and so on. The more diseases there are now, much more. More doctors, more pills.
Yes.
So, when a human being lives in complete order, when the organism cooperates with that order, because it is ordered by itself. So, what's the next question?
suppose the question really is that if in either case, let us merely as an example say an intelligent person and a stupid person.
It all depends what you call stupid stuff.
Well, disorderly.
Yes, that's good.
Okay. So, if a person lives disorderly and dies, and a person tries to live orderly and also dies.
No, not tries. He either is or not. Of course.
Right. But
I mean, I have faith. Suppose one has great faith in the Savior Jesus or Indian God or something, and that belief you think brings order. Faith. It doesn't. You felt that's why I want to be very clear.
yes.
You believe in God, you believe in Jesus, you believe in Savior, you believe in some God in India, and do everything opposite to your belief. Moment you have power, you are creating disorder. Right? Whether your wife or the high priest or the hierarchy, a priest, etc.
So we're saying then that to be ordered, or maybe that is not a right expression, to be orderly.
Yes, sir. Order.
To be in order. Or
yes,
to
this
have
matter.
order.
Not to be actually in order.
Then
that requires tremendous care, watching, learning, I won't go to it. No.
You see, then there is no I there.
No, sir, we have to investigate what is the I. We haven't done it.
But we largely agreed, I think, Krishnamurti,
I
that
said
it is a collection.
Order, the I is a bundle of all its collections. Fears, pleasures, loneliness, despair, depression, anxiety, suffering, pain, boredom, lassitude. That is not separate, all that quality is not separate from me. I am that. So, that collection is my memory, So, be logical, and then you can go beyond logic afterwards.
All right.
If you can.
No, Krishna, this makes clear sense to me. I have no difficulty with this. Really,
Yeah,
at all.
because probably you don't believe. Because you have no faith.
I don't have to have faith.
No, but people have faith, tremendous faith.
I see.
And that's going to save me.
Yes.
I'm going to be carried to heaven.
No, but Krishna, I wish to come back to this point. I'm not speaking now of the acquisition that I have.
Huh?
Acquisition or the collection.
Yes, sir, I am the collection.
Yes.
Collection is not from me, different from me.
But there is nevertheless this intelligence which is not me.
Which intelligence? Body intelligence?
No.
Which other intelligence?
Well, I don't know how else to put it.
Sir, let's be clear. The clear intelligence created by thought.
No.
It's that intelligence is functioning in this world.
Okay.
There's tremendous intelligence to put a man on the moon.
Yes.
Tremendous intelligence to create a computer. Or one of these marvelous submarines.
Yes.
The atom bomb, all the rest. It is the cunning intelligence of thought to protect yourself, to hurt others, the whole thing. That's what is generally called intelligence. To be a good businessman. Right? He's an intelligent businessman. He's got great skill. And you call it that skill. Intelligent man who's got etc., etc. So that is a limited intelligence.
Yes. But now,
That's limited intelligence. Then you can ask, if that is limited, what is limitless?
Limitless.
That's it.
But that is the important question, Krishnaji.
It's not important, because you are not asking it.
I think you're having a difficulty of language.
No, sir. Look, you started by asking, what is there? No, I asked that question. But you asked for, what I would like to discuss about it. You said that.
Yeah.
Right? We haven't tackled that question.
No.
So let's come back to that. What is there? What is there? What is
Discontinuity.
no continuity?
Discontinuity.
No. That means what? Ending. Right? Don't use the word discontinuity. It means it leaves trails behind.
No, that's not what I meant. Yes, ending. Yeah.
Continuity, the bubble
Yeah.
continues or it ends. Right? We say, or rather human beings say, I hope there will be continuity. We have gathered so much information, knowledge, suffer, pain, fears. I've collected so much faith in God, hugging God. You follow?
Yeah.
All that I want to continue. Through Gabriel calling you, or because I have faith, I go to heaven, or somebody saves me. Or the other, which is, I'll be reborn next life. If I kill, I'll pay for it next life. If I behave for it, next life I'll be better house. Or become king. Or a sannyasi, monk. It's the same thing, reward and punishment. Right? So, but human beings really rarely ask, what is there? What does it mean to die? Yes, living. You ask this question when you are living, not when you reach there. While you are living, you ask this question. How did you find out? By reading other people's experience? By saying, yes, people have remembered? How do you find out?
That itself is the scientific approach, I think. But that's only
don't call it
external.
scientific.
External.
They are experimenting on somebody else.
Yeah. But now I wish to
I
look
say
at
to
it.
myself, no, I investigate what it means dying.
Yeah.
Right? And we have investigated briefly into what is continuity. Now we are investigating what does it mean to end, which is death. The organism dies, the brain dies, and all the collection which I have gathered dies. Not only property, and you follow? My wife,
Knowledge.
my children, my gods, my beliefs, my faith, everything. But inward I have a tremendous longing for continuity. Then I what's the meaning of all it? Right? So I cling to that fancy, to that delusion that there is a continuity. Up in heaven, or next life. We don't think. That's why the Christians and the Muslims bury. One day they'll be called. And the Hindus say, well, body is body. Let's burn it, get it over. But that is a terrible thing to face. So they say, I believe in resurrection, I believe next life. It is very comforting. It gives a great solace of love and every day. Poor birds. So, what does it mean to die? You ask the question. What does it mean to die when you are living, active, full of energy? Bearing in mind, your brain is so cunning, so subtle, because it has been trained, educated, believed, from 50,000 years, there must be something more. The whole question of worship, prayer, what is that? As we were discussing last week. What does it? Die means to end all of mind, right? Actuality, that's actual. Right? So, I ask my next question. Can I die while I'm living? Not commit suicide while I'm living. However miserably, however orderly, living a life of tremendous order. Can I, for all my collections, psychological collections, can I die to all of them? Now, not at the end of my life, at the end of one's life. Of course you can. But go, don't carry on the burden.
It's not that easy, Krishna. You have to agree.
That's the difficulty, sir.
Yes.
Nobody wants it to be. Nobody says, I won't be, while I'm living, I won't be attached to any. I may have a bank account, I may have a house, but I won't be. I won't. That's dead. You can't take your money with you or your house with you. All your Upanishads and Gitas and the Bibles and the Quran, you can't. That is ordinary life. Supreme order. So then you're going to find out what happens next. To live that way, what is there? After there is nothing, you understand? Actually nothing. Not a thing. Or there may be something. But you cannot find that. That cannot be if you don't die every day. You understand? Until there is something, then it's in my copper's cup. I reach it. It's find out. Not you will find out. When you read. Don't accept, you see, don't accept that word. Doubt it, question. Don't accept anything. It's a good story, sir.